This your host Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and today you guys are in for a treat. This lady, I'm so excited. She finally gave us the opportunity to interview her. But first, I want to speak about the music that you all are hearing. This is an up and coming artist in North Carolina, Miss Janelle. She's absolutely an up-and-coming artist, and we want to promote her and spotlight her on the Gentleman Style Podcast. So check out her music. Her album is out on Spotify. Go check out and download that album. But help me welcome Miss Mermaid Q. She is hailing all the way from up north, and she is in a profession, an industry. She's a fisherwoman doing this for over 15 plus years. And she is changing the absolute game. And she's here to serve her community, serve those here in the United States. And she's been doing this, and she is an inspiration. She has even a course to teach and inspire other entrepreneurs who want to change the game and possibly, maybe, even get into this industry themselves. And so I can't hold this phenomenal woman. We're going to dive deep into a little bit of her journey and ask some really thought-provoking questions and see if we can peel back the layers to this woman's incredible story. Help me welcome to the stage the incredible Miss Mermaid Q.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Ma'am, thank you for making time today. Thank you for being here. You are absolutely phenomenal. Your Instagram, your social media is on fire, and congratulations for coming back from tonight's conversation celebration. That must have been an experience. Dope. How was that?
Mm-hmm. It was very dope. It was dope. The energy was dope. The conversation was excellent, and just to see people coming together and having those type of conversations without conflict, I liked.
Yes, yes. Us not fighting one another, but actually listening.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And so I want to listen to you. I want to hear what you have an incredible mind, and you can do anything that you set your heart to, your passion to. Why, can I ask, when did you notice that your gift, your talent was in the fishing industry and crabs and everything? Why this industry? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I'm from Lima, Ohio. So I didn't grow up around water. My dad works at a oil refinery, and my mom owns daycares. So I went to school for nursing. I had a house built and everything, but something was calling me in Virginia. Something. I don't have no family or nothing. So I sat with my mom and I was like, give me a year, because I have a son. My oldest son is 25. And I said, give me a year. I'm about to go to Virginia. I don't know. It's just calling me. And my mom was like, that's stupid. Like, you a nurse, you saying something call you, that don't make sense. But it was calling me. So I got to Virginia, and I'm still like, God, I'm listening to you, but I don't know where I'm supposed to go, but I'm just going to trust you. So I did. So I had got into real estate. I was like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be in some type of business. So I got into real estate. And right when I got into real estate, this is around 02, 03. That's when the market kind of crashed as well. So all of that was going on. And then I walked into a seafood restaurant, Ocean Delight. And I walked into a seafood restaurant. I ordered some food. I didn't know about crabs at the time, but I noticed that they had like this stuff up in this paper wrap, and they would go crazy. Like, no, it's mine. No, it's mine. I'm like, what is it? And they were like, it's crabs. And I was like, I've never seen that. Only crab I know is a snow crab. So I didn't even know what blue crab was. But the owner of that restaurant, who is Herman Manley, who is my husband, he was already in the seafood business, but not as a fisherman, just as selling seafood. So I'm gonna speed you up. So we courted, we got married, and we still got the restaurant. So while we in a restaurant, I'm noticing different things, like him dealing with crabbers, which were all white, and how they were treating us. They would give us old crabs, old fish. Sometimes they'd fill the order, sometimes they wouldn't. And we were spending $3,000 to $4,000 a week with them just to sell crabs. So we looked at each other, and he was like, we're about to become fishermen. And I was like, I'm down. And he was like, well, we're going to have to move from Virginia. We were in Norfolk, Virginia, to Carolina. And I was like, I'm down. Let's do it. So we did. We became licenses in both states. We got our boat. And that's when we realized racism is on the water and not just land.
Mm.
That's when we realized racism was on water. We realized we had walked into a lane where there was no us. So on the water, they hazed us real bad. They sunk our boat. And they literally try to take us out of the game. Like, we did sit down for a year because we were just in so much shock. Like, they sunk our boat and all of the things that they were doing to us, but we just kept going. We got to keep going for whoever coming behind us. If we quit, we did all this work for nothing. So we did not retaliate, because I said if we retaliate, that energy is going to be with us. We're going to retaliate by just being on top. So that's what we did. We stayed in the business. We stayed crabbing. And then I realized, when I started to go to the different grocery stores, because we sell on a commercial level as well. So we sell to Wan Cheese. And so, the big companies who then take their stuff to like Food Lion. And I began to notice that in the Black neighborhoods that they weren't getting the fresh fish, like fresh.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So that's what my calling came into food deserts. And I'm like, oh, okay. I realized what a food desert was. And I was like, oh, that's my mission. So I'm like, okay, my mission is to put trailers with fresh seafood in these communities with delivery to make sure they get it. Because the only thing you see is McDonald's, Popeyes, and corner stores, right? Liquor
Right.
store. And I'm like, no, that's my passion. I'm supposed to deal in food deserts. So we built the trailers out and we began to set them in food deserts and hiring people to work in them as well. And then we bought a school bus because I had this big idea. I want to turn a school bus into a food truck. And we did a kitchen on wheels. But it wasn't for monetary. It was because I wanted to feed the people fresh seafood because they were used to eating old seafood. And like, a lot of people didn't know that the crab houses in the city we supply. So we knew when they got crabs. And we knew we knew if it's been sitting. Like, we brought you crabs on this day, and then we would go in there and see them just sitting out or just giving them old crabs. So when we came into the community and began to cook, everybody just kept saying, it's so fresh. It tastes different. It tastes different. They were using the words, it tastes different. But what they were trying to say is that it was fresh, even to the fish, even to the fish. So I'm like, okay, God, this is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my passion. And I knew since I was a little girl that I was going to be on stages, and I knew I was going to help people. I just didn't know what my story was going to be. And then I realized I'm in my story. I'm in my journey. And all of the things that I went through, even getting my boat sunk, even the racism, gave me my story, because now I travel and speak about racism in the industry. As a matter of fact,
Absolutely.
I'm booked for Alabama next month. And then I was like, wait a minute, they don't know that you can make money in this lane without having a boat. So I created an ebook on how to become a fisherman, and then I created an ebook on how to build crab pots. Caught the eye of JT Hustles, who also do like podcasting and interviewing. He came down and interviewed me. He was like, wow. And he did a YouTube video. And then I asked him about doing a that interview went excellent. He was like, he realized how dope I was, because we were like having conversations. I took him out on a boat. I even took him to the fishing house where we dropped off thousands of pounds of fish. He like, oh my goodness, he was just amazed. And then I was like, I need to do a course because I need more people to come in this lane. And that's how I created the my crab pot course on Teachable, which was my first time realizing online money. And what I mean by that is because we did the course, it was finished. That night I was asleep and but my phone kept going off. And I was like, what is going? And I looked, I had made 10 grand from the course, from people buying the course and, wanting to build
While
crab
you
pots.
sleeping.
While I was sleeping, I had never, I get my money by physical. I do, you give, I do, you give. So that was amazing. And my goal is to get more Black people in this lane. There is no us. The rooms I walk in, it's just me.
Absolutely.
It's
I wanna backtrack a second.
okay.
Because I want to ask you and your husband about the strategy. What was
Okay.
the strategy from moving from Virginia to North Carolina, and what was the strategy? What was the mindset behind that? Because there's fishing areas here in Virginia, right? So can you
Mm-hmm.
speak to, for the entrepreneur who's listening to you, can you speak
Mm-hmm.
about the strategy and how you and your husband mastermind that move? And then next part, I want to talk about how you guys overcame getting your boat sank, because that would take most people out, right? That would,
Yes.
most people would have chalked it up right there. I'm
Yeah.
done. I quit. I give up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
can you touch on those 2 points for me, please? Because I
Yes.
think there's power in that.
If you are in a relationship with somebody, or if you are married, you have to come together. You have to be as one. You have to be as one mind. Meaning, if my husband was a doctor, I'm going to be a nurse. I'm just giving an example. We sat down and was like, we're going to move to Carolina, where the cost of living is cheaper, the land is cheaper, and we literally walk onto the water. We literally walk to our work. So we did it that way. So it was like, okay, we're gonna sacrifice being in the city to go handle our business, because once we handle our business, it'll pay for everything else. So it's just all about being aligned um, with your spouse, and to know where you fit in the business. Because some people feel like, oh, well, what can I do if you do this? You just find where you fit. Like, I found where I fit. Now I go on a boat, I fish, and I crab, and I'm still in my feminine energy in all of my videos. You see me still like how I am. I do that on purpose. But yeah, so we knew we had to invest a lot into our licenses, because fish crabbing license, you can't just go get, they're grandfathered in. So you have to know someone with a crabbing license to even get it. Crabbing license is going to run you $15,000 to $20,000 a piece. We have two, and you only get a certain amount of crab pots with each licenses. I'm giving an example. So you might have 500, or you might have 400. You don't get the pots. That's just saying how many you can have in the water.
Mhm.
So we had to go do that. And I'm gonna tell you, the boat is not what's expensive, it's the motor. Okay. The motor is $30,000. That's
Ooh,
what is expensive. So when you jump in this lane, you have to be ready. Like, people that I had consultations with, they're really excited. My first thing is, are you by the water? My second is, do you have a support system? My third is, you have to jump all the way in with faith. Okay? Because this is not like any other lane, that's why Jesus hung with the fishermen, because you
right.
have to have faith. Every day we wake up and go on the water, we don't know what's going to happen. And the weather is our wife, because if the wind is too high past 6-7 miles, we can't go. Or if there's a storm, we can't go. You know what I mean? So you have to have faith in this lane and really be like, I'm going to do this, because the payoff is great. The
So there's no
pay great.
so your students, there's no half stepping in this. There's no
There's
half
no half.
stepping. You have to
Mhm.
go all in or
Yeah,
not.
or not. You can't do it part-time. You have to jump all in, but it's worth.
I can't find a little dinghy boat. I can't find a little a Timu boat, right? I can't go on
You
Timu
say
and
what?
find me I can't go on Timu and find me a boat. I can't. I have to get, what kind of
She's
boats do you
frozen.
recommend for someone getting started? Can you hear me? So when it comes to, you can't cut corners with this boat, right? What kind of boat did you and your husband first get? And then when the first one sunk, did you repair that boat, or that was just, that's at the bottom of the ocean? There's no salvaging that. You got to just get a new one. What's it gonna run for the boat? I understand the motor is 30,000, but what's a boat? What can people expect as far as cost, overall cost? Can you share
There,
some of that?
you really, we have a privateer, but you really, I can't, because you can go on Facebook Market and find one for 2,000 or 3,000. Because remember, it's not the boat that costs, it's the motor. So the
But
boat isn't
but
going
you
to be
don't
expensive.
but you don't recommend that. You don't recommend getting a $2,000 boat, do you?
If it works, yes. Because I'm
Really?
telling you, it's not the boat, it's the motor. That's why I keep telling you it's the motor, because
Okay.
that's just a floating tub. So yeah, you can boats don't really go bad unless you got floor damage and all that, of course. But other than that, boats don't go bad. It's the motor. Most people can't afford to put a motor, which is $30,000, and our motor was insured. So that's what they didn't know. So yeah, they sunk our boat, and our motor was insured because you just flip the boat back over and the boat is all good, but the motor is gone. Anything electrical is gone. So we had insurance, so that covered it. But we had PTSD because not only did they sink our boat, because we are brokers, they were telling the other fishermen, if you sell to the Manleys, we won't buy your stuff. If you sell to the Manleys, we won't give you bait. If you sell to the Manleys, so there were people with product that wanted to sell to us, and we had to be like old time racism, like hiding and, oh, can you come over here by the dock? Can you meet me over here? Because they didn't want to mess up that connect, but they still wanted to do business with us because they knew it was wrong. They knew they were wrong, but at the same time, they still had fear. So,
But this racism wasn't hidden. It's in your face. They
it's
were
in my
being,
face. Yeah.
wow, in your face
And
racism, not even trying to hide it, saying don't do
no,
business with them.
don't do business, and we will not do business with you. And so I just told my husband, like, we just got to keep going. Like, we have to, and we have to fight back. And so then we began to keep a ledger of every time something happened to us, even recording it on our phone when we having different conversations. We kept a ledger, and we took that ledger and we went to they boss. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we have, and this need to stop now, or it's gonna be some NAACP, or I'm gonna reach out to some real people. If this don't stop right now, and it stopped, it stopped, but it was still like remnants, like, if that makes sense. But the
Were
harshness of it stopped, and more white crabbers began to deal with us. We were treating them right, paying them good. So it was like, they good people. We don't want to not deal with them just because they're black. Like, you know what I mean? So
were you
I'm
ever
just
scared for your life? Were you and your husband ever worried about being harmed?
no, but just the way they kept trying to take out our business. Remember, we own faith. Remember, that's how we make our money. Like, we're not getting a check like everybody get a check every week. We don't have no security net. So every time they do something to us, it's taking us away from our money. We still got bills. We still have things to do. So in that year of them sinking our boat, I looked at my husband. I said, I'm going to go work and you go work. We just going to chill. He went and worked at FedEx. We still got a business. I went to Chick-fil-A, hell head high, got the Chick-fil-A. The owner was like, you're not supposed to be here. I can tell. Who are you? And
Mm.
I told him who I was. And he was like, interview her. So it was a quick interview. They hired me in. And then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to treat Chick-fil-A like a school because I got a business. I want to know why everybody loved Chick-fil-A. So I became a director in 3 months. I learned all the back end. They put me over training because I was so good. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to see the back end. I wanted to see training. I wanted to see why everybody loved Chick-fil-A because I want them to love my business the same. So I was at Chick-fil-A working. He went to FedEx.
Why do everybody love Chick-fil-A?
Everybody loves Chick-fil-A, even though they have chicken. It's because how you make them feel. It has
That's
nothing to do with the food. It has nothing to do with the price. It's how you make people feel.
there's no
People,
Krabby Patty's secret formula.
no, people remember how you make them feel though. If you ask anybody why you love Chick-fil-A, because they say my pleasure, because they smile at me, even all the jokes and memes isn't about their food, it's about how you make them feel. And I'm like, that's true. People will remember how you make them feel more than the food. um so that was amazing. And then, they wanted me to have my own. I'm like, no, I'm in my business. I'm not going that far with Chick-fil-A. So a year went
They
by.
wanted to make you an owner,
Yes, they want to make me an owner.
and you said
Yes.
no to
I said
Chick-fil-A.
no. I said no.
Why? You couldn't do both?
I couldn't do both. And the owner of that Chick-fil-A sat down with me because we got close. And I said, be honest with me because I'm a business owner. Do you own this business or can somebody come in here and take your keys? He looked at me. He said, me and you are the same age and I got gray hair. I said, yes. He said, yes, somebody can take my keys. I said, okay. I said, so you're just basically a high-ranking manager. He laughed like, I guess so. And I
You
said,
said that?
yes, I'm very,
Woo!
yeah. Because you got to remember, I'm all about honesty and being authentic. And in that moment, he wanted, it was like he wanted to get it off his chest as well. Like, I don't own it like people think I own it. They still make all the decisions. But, I know that because I'm on the back end. And I'm like, But I also know my calling wasn't to run a Chick-fil-A. I did what needs to be done while I was there. I learned, I met people, I networked, but that was it. I have to get back to being a commercial fisherman because we still was running our business. We still was running our business. So people was coming through the drive-through like, don't you own a business? I'm like, yes. Yeah, I do own a business.
You think it was still that racism? Like, hey, you at Chick-fil-A and you own a business. I know you. They see you, right? They
Mm-hmm.
see your social media. They follow you.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
see you. You think it was more of that subliminal racism? Like, oh, you double dipping, or you think it
I
was more
think
on a positive tip?
it was more on a positive tip. It was like what you got going on that you hear, like, and I let people know, like, I'm treating it like a school and everybody should. And that was the thing I was doing at Chick-fil-A. One of my superpowers, my gifts is my being able to speak and people open up to me. That's just a gift that I have that I was born with. So while I was there, I still was ministering. I still was showing them things that they didn't even know about the company. I'm like, hey, use this company for everything. Like, you should be getting a grant. They're like, I never thought about it. I said, yes, treat it like a school. I was treating it like a school. Um,
Maximize it.
maximizing. So we went back to fishing full time, and by that
How,
time, everything died down.
how long were you at Chick-fil-A?
Mm-hmm.
And during that duration, when did you and your husband fix the boat and get it back
Mm-hmm.
and running? Were you still at Chick-fil-A and got the boat back, or did you all
Yes,
just save up the money and stack bread and then relaunch the business? How did that?
we
How did that?
we got the motor quickly because it was covered by insurance.
Right.
But like I said, we just had that PTSD, and that was the first time I seen my husband cry. Like, he really walked in the house, so I know it hurt real bad, like it hurt me. Um, and I knew we had to get back to it because he was having friction because he never had a job. He come from a family of business owners. His dad owned a construction company, so he never had a job. So it was like he kept having this friction, like, I'm not supposed to be here. I know my worth. And even though I was too, I still was I was different because I was learning. So he was like, I'm ready to go. So he left his job before me, like, okay, that's enough. But me, I still was learning. So 2 years.
Okay.
Um, like I said, we still was doing the business. And by that time it died down because we didn't give paperwork. I told you we secretly recorded them because we needed them to hear the conversations of what they were saying to us. Um, and the people that did it to us, I'm not going to name them, begin to have bad luck. And when I say this, it was nothing to do with me. You gotta talk to God. I gotta talk to Jesus about that. But things were starting to happen. And I told my husband, I'm glad we didn't retaliate, because a lot of people was like, I would have did this, I would have went back. And I no, it's easy to be angry, it's easy to fight, it's easy to cuss them out. That's what they wanted. But what shocked them was silence. We didn't say nothing, we didn't argue, we
No
didn't,
lawsuit.
no lawsuit. No lawsuit,
Nothing.
because when we came with that paperwork and them videos to their boss, they was like, yeah, because I said the next step is going to be a lawsuit. It's going to be very loud. You know what I mean? So just stop. And like I said, it got better. It got better. Now all the crabbers come to us. Okay. Um, but it was in that moment that a lot of people, like you said, would have gave up.
Absolutely.
And they would, you know what I mean? They wouldn't have pushed past. Because how many people you got a business, they sink your boat, and then you say, you go work and I go work. A lot of people like, what? I could never. Their pride is too high. but we knew it was a bigger picture. Like our pride was nowhere in it. It was a bigger picture. We like, oh, this what y'all want to do? Okay, we're gonna fight back like this way. No, and you know what? I'm gonna bring some more black people in the lane. I'm gonna teach them how to make money. I'm gonna teach them how to build crab pots. It just fueled my fire. But at the same time, it was giving me what I was gonna speak on stage. I didn't know it yet. I didn't know I was walking in my journey yet. I didn't know that was gonna be what I was going to be saying. But now I know.
How did you, because
Mm-hmm.
we've all survived COVID-19, the pandemic,
Woo!
and many relationships went to
Mm-hmm.
crap. Many divorces happened in COVID-19 because of that pressure, because your money acting funny
Mm-hmm.
and things ain't the way it's supposed to be. We just lost our boat.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, to the couples out there or to the potential newlyweds,
Okay.
what kept you and your husband grounded? Because I imagine that there were probably some heated discussions. I won't say arguments, but
Okay.
there were some heated days where you two probably was at your limits. How did you and your husband manage to stay together in such a tumultuous turning point? Because most couples would have walked away from each other because of what was happening, right?
Well,
Disagreements on business
yeah,
operations, all of that.
yeah.
How did you guys stay together?
We like each other.
Mm.
Most people that are together and are married don't like each other. They just married. They don't like each other. That's my best friend. That's my rider. So there wasn't no tumultuous or there wasn't no arguments because we were always together. But he's my best friend first before he my husband. He's my best friend for real. So we like each other. When you like someone, not just like, but when you like someone, you want to be around them. Our thing wasn't our relationship. Our thing was we weren't get any financial support in our lane. That when they gave the money down here, they only gave them to the white crabbers. They didn't give us a check. That was our thing.
You're talking about bailouts and government assistance.
Yes, because you got to remember, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go nowhere. We're fishermen.
Mhm.
So we thought outside the box. Okay, our trailers, mask on. We still gonna serve the people at a distance when we were allowed. So so it was booming that way. We just pivot. Then
Yes,
we were
man.
like, okay, we can ship. So we can still go do what we need to do, but now we are ship. We pivoted our business. We can't see you in person, but we can ship it to you. Okay, yeah, crabs, fish, so that's how we did it. Like, okay, you don't have to give us no money. We know how to pivot. So we sat down and made a plan. Okay, this is what we need to do. We get our trailers. Okay, we're gonna ship. This is how we ship. Da 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 da. We can set up here. So it's all about a pivot. But I've been married 21 years. And I would tell anyone, you have to like the person. You cannot be getting in these marriages and relationships for aesthetics, how they look, not even how they make you feel. You have to laugh. Like we laugh a lot. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. With my husband, um, I knew that the next man that I was with, I wanted him to have his father in his life. For real. That was one of my prayers. I wanted him to come from a two-parent household because my first son, who's 25, his dad wasn't in his life. He didn't come from a two-parent household. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I have a son. At this time, we don't have a child together yet. So I'm like, I have a son, and anybody that I bring into his life, I need them to be like a father. So I got unselfish because at first it was all about me finding a partner. So I got unselfish with my prayer. Like, no, I want stability. I want somebody that love me. I want somebody I laugh with. I want somebody that can be a role model to my son. And he came from a two-parent household, and I see the difference and how he treat his mother and how he treat his father and how he treat his mother trickled down to me.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna tell anybody, look, and I'm not saying all men that come from there are or all men that don't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you my prayer and why I said it. And you know what I
No,
mean? You know,
I applaud you. First off, applaud you, right? That's huge. That's major, right? I don't think that's said enough, right? And I think
yeah,
there's too many men versus women out there, right?
yes,
Um I agree with you, and I've said the same thing. I think there's something to be said when you connect with someone who has good examples. And so
yes,
if I want a whole family and I
Yes.
want a complete family,
Yes.
I need my person to come
Yes.
from good examples and good
Yes.
stock. And
Yes.
so you can't give what you've never seen.
Yes.
And so a man that doesn't come from a two parent household doesn't make can still be a good man. Let's say that.
Mhm.
You and I both agree on that. They can still be a good man, but they might not have enough good examples in their life to really
Yes.
be the whole picture that you need because you're
Yes.
on mission. You're on a
Yes.
mission. You
Mhm.
are put on this earth, you and your husband, your family are put on this earth to achieve certain things. And I
Yes.
need someone who's complete, the complete
Yes.
picture, not
Yes.
a work in progress. Can we can
Yes.
we can we say that?
Yes. And yeah, me, even with me coming from a two-parent household, I think I would have been different if I would have came from just my mom, because she wouldn't have had the support she went, from my dad or none of that. So I could have been more out in the streets. I could have not been wife, but because I seen my mom be a wife my whole life, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to be a wife. Oh, okay, this is what you do. I was looking and learning. And my husband, that's one of the things he said about me. Like, I knew you was different. Well, first of all, I'm coming into, I cater to my man. I know it's a word called pick me, but I'm married 21 years. So if that's what you want to call it, call it. I believe women in marriages should still stay in a feminine energy from like how the man first met them. So because that's what he liked. And sometimes we can let ourselves go and think it's their fault. No, it's not. It's us. We have to stay in our feminine energy. And I believe we should cater to our men or our husband. We should cook for them. We should make their plate. I do. We should make sure when they go out the house, they got those little things. Do you need anything? Da da da. We should give them space. I do. I
Wait,
want
wait,
you to
wait,
have.
wait, 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 wait. You pack your
Okay.
husband's lunch? You pack your husband a lunch?
Yes. Even if he go on
What?
a boat without me. Yes. Even if he go out on a boat without me. Yes. And his
Hmm.
friends. If you were to come down and go on a boat because you just wanted to go and I cook, I'm cooking for you too. I'm making sure you have something. That's why I told my sons, those are the key things I want you to look for in your girlfriends.
A
How
servant,
yeah, how does
servant
she
heart.
cater to you? Yeah. Yeah.
How she look out for you? Does she
I
care
look at,
about you? You are this is I just posted this today. It
okay.
is important for us to be with someone that likes us. When
Yes.
we date, when we marry, be
Hmm.
with someone that likes you
Yeah.
for real, not just
Yes.
likes you for money. Like you
Hmm.
said it earlier. I
Hmm.
posted it this morning, and
Hmm.
look how you come through with the
Hmm.
nuggets, with the
Yeah.
sauce, with the
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
is incredible.
A lot of people don't, and when we're out or we with other couples, I'm like, we over here laughing, we busting jokes. You see that? And but we looking around at the table and they're like,
Miserable, not talking, miserable, can't stand each other, barely like each other.
you know what I mean? We over here like, did you see that? He's here. But like you said, we like each other. That you have to like each other and keep people out of your relationship. That's one thing I had to learn early is when I go through something with my husband, don't go tell somebody.
Mm.
Because for one, they're going to remember what you said and they could use it against you or him. And two, you can get unsolicited advice and you might let something go that wasn't supposed to let go. So I had to learn that early on. If me and him go through something, it's not nobody else's business. We need to work it out. And do not fight in front of your kids. Like say it's a problem, I'm giving that look over their head like, because kids remember things, they hear things, and we might make up, but they still might be mad about something we done made up about. So I'm gonna say, don't argue in front of your kids and don't tell nobody your business because it backfires terribly. I had to learn that too. Oh, and
Absolutely,
I'm not. Don't be
especially
in a room
family.
with men when your husband has friends or entertain. I'm nowhere to be found.
So you let the guys be with the guys.
Yes, and because a lot of women stay in and they in a conversation, they talking about, yeah. I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Hi, how y'all doing? Peace out. You know what
You
I mean?
go.
Give your man space. Yes. Yes.
Powerful. Powerful. You two are a black couple going down to North Carolina, experiencing the
Yeah.
racism, like
Hmm.
blatant in your face racism. I want
Hmm.
to talk to you. You've said this several times, the femininity.
Yes.
Not only are you a black, not only are your husband and you black, you're also a woman in an industry
Yes.
that's typically dominated by men.
Hmm.
Can you speak to what that transition has been like for you? Do you think the seafood industry respects women or just tolerates women? Because that, I imagine, in itself is another hill that you have to overcome. You had to overcome as well. How did you do that? Can you speak to that
Yes. No, they don't respect women. They
at
don't
all?
respect women at all. And the few women, white women that are fisher women, look like men.
Mm.
Haircut, dressed like them, because they're going through a thing where they feel like they got to fit in. They want to be one of the boys to be accepted. You still not going to be accepted. You just got to stand 10 toes. So when I walk in a room, they like, they see my videos. They're like, you on a boat like that? Yes. And I'm walking in a room like this. Like, cause I'm still a woman. And yes, and they like to compare, like, oh, we get out there and we pull crab pots all day. I have a pot puller. So I'm going to invest in things that makes my life easier. I have nothing to prove to you that I can pull 200 crab pots. No, I'm sitting on my boat and I'm going to hit that pot puller and let it do what it's supposed to do.
So okay,
Because I don't have nothing to prove. It's like they want you to have something to prove. So I deliberately come in a room sexy because that's who I am. I deliberately come in the room in my feminine energy, but still a boss, still knowing what I'm talking about, and still being about my business. You know what I mean? You have to, or they'll chew you up and spit you out. Like they would chew you up. They're like, you already black and you a woman. So I'm gonna say the most nerve-wracking thing was speaking down in OBX a couple months ago about racism in the fishing industry, and everybody in there was between the ages of 50 and 70 white men.
why was that nerve wracking for you?
Because I had to face them, and I know that generation is the most judgmental, and I know
Take your time.
I had to like swallow any anger that I felt and like look at the moment like this is your moment to say what needs to be said to make a difference. And I did. I can't tell you verbatim. It just flowed through me. But afterwards, they shook my hand, hugged me, agree with me that a lot of things was disgusting that happened, agree with me that things should change. But my thing of it is it's all cool, but what are we doing behind the scenes though?
Absolutely. And you have a next one coming up.
Yes, in
Look at
Alabama, November 9th through the 12th. I'm doing a fishing convention at Gulf Shores, Alabama. And what's crazy how I manifested this was when I spoke in OBX. I did a video. I was just playing around. I was like, the next time somebody gonna book me, they're gonna pay for my room and my flight, and I'm gonna have a stipend. But I was just playing around, and I was like, I'm gonna be traveling all over the world speaking. I went on about my business. Then I get an email. Oh yeah, we seen this. We seen you. We would like to pay for my room. My room's already paid for. Paid for my flight. And when I was in it, it didn't hit me till afterwards. I was like, oh, I'm in my manifestation. Like for real. Like, so words are powerful. Words. Yeah.
I need your help for a second. I need your
Okay.
help. I need your help for a second. What is a pot puller? Crab pot.
Oh, okay. The pot puller would be. It's the little thing on the side that we put the rope in, and the rope just pulls it out the water. So as it pulls it up, then we can shake the crab pot and throw it back in the water.
Oh, so this
That right
this
there, that's a net reel.
that's a net reel. So that's not the pot puller, but
No,
okay,
that's how we
okay.
catch fish. That's how we catch fish.
So what's a pot puller is for crabs only?
It's for crabs. Yep, just pulling up crab pots.
And her Instagram is live, y'all. Her Instagram, again, she's operating her femininity. She's out there, y'all. She ain't just driving the
Yes.
boat. She ain't putting on
No.
just in the back
No, I hit
chilling.
30.
Sun.
Mm-mm.
She is live, y'all. Check out her Instagram. She ain't messing
I love
around.
what I'm a true mermaid. I didn't graduate to a siren now, but I'm a true mermaid. And like when I had my spiritual awakening 4 years ago, that opened me up too. And then I realized the spiritual aspect of my job of being a fisherman, which I really got into the Bible. And that's when I realized, dang, Jesus did hang with the fishermen a lot. Like, you know what I mean? And so I know I'm where I'm meant to be. So if anybody somewhere or something is calling you and you can't explain it, do it. What's the worst that can happen? This is why I tell my kids, what's the worst that can happen? It don't work out, so what? But it might work out. Like when I came to Virginia, I didn't know what was going on. I just was trusting God and it worked out.
It
And
worked out.
sometimes you won't do what your family want. My family wanted me to be either a RN or a doctor. It's okay to be like, I don't want to follow this blueprint, because then you'll be unhappy and you'll sit with regret. And I don't want regret. You know what I mean? I didn't want regret. I just wanted to be free.
Who's been you and your husband's biggest supporter throughout? Because it sounds like family kind of shunned it, and you was experiencing racism. So
Yeah.
while you and your husband are on the pier working it hard,
Yeah.
busting your butt, no
Yeah.
support there. Who has been you guys' biggest advocates throughout
I'm gonna say
consistently?
parents. I'm gonna say his parents, and then we caught mentors just by being at the right place and at the right time. Like Mr. Watson, who's been in the game for over 50 years, sells us crabs that we sell, which is dope. He became a mentor just because we kept dealing with him. And so any smart person, if you're around somebody with knowledge, don't try to pick their brain. Be of value and ask good questions. And then when you ask questions and they give you a blueprint on what to do, implement what they said. Like, just don't be around people just to talk, because people of that caliber don't just want to talk. They want to know how we can benefit each other. So find a mentor, even if it's not in fishing. I don't care what it is, podcast, whatever it is. Find someone who's already doing what you're doing so that you can move faster. And if you have to invest, it will come back.
I think
Invest.
I
Yeah.
think too many of us look at, like, too many of us are prone to see you or
Yeah.
the other person as competition. So that
Yeah.
makes what you're saying even more profound, because too
Yeah.
many times you could have easily, or not you, but anyone else, us, us would have looked at this person as not a mentor. Oh, he's my direct competition. I need to take
Mm-hmm.
him out. And now I'm showboating, when this
Mm-hmm.
man has knowledge and he has something to
Mm-hmm.
gain, or this woman has knowledge and she has something to gain, and I have knowledge and I have something
Yeah.
to gain. So you looked at it as a completely different way.
Yes, connections is big in the world. I don't care where you at. It's about who you know, because you can have all the money in the world and still not get in a room. But you might come to a door and somebody I remember you. You are so cool. And that time I you just said, give it to me. Come on in. So
Love
you
it.
have to be careful how you treat people, because you don't know who is in the room. And connections are major in this game, because if you don't have no one to talk to or nobody to sell it to, you just got crabs and fish sitting. So you have to build relationships and you have to take
Relationships,
care of.
okay.
Yeah.
Do right always. That's what I'm hearing consistently that you say. Do right by people, no matter what.
Yes.
Even when you could have sued and you could have, and more than likely you could have won. Do
Mm-hmm.
right by people always, because it
Always.
comes back. It always
It
comes
do.
back. This
It
is
do.
huge.
It
How
do.
do you define fresh in an industry? Because you mentioned it earlier. You and your husband and your businesses, you guys go out to food deserts and bring fresh fish and fresh
Yeah.
crab and fresh
Yeah.
product to
Yeah.
these markets that have been underserved probably for years. What
Yes.
do you define as fresh in an industry full of frozen promises, right? Because that's major.
That's very major. Fresh to me is that day. So anytime um you buy fish from me and people see it online, we sell out in an hour. It was caught that morning, because we take fish to Wanchi's and they'll have us bring it on Friday, and it'll sit from Friday till Monday, and then their van or truck will go deliver it to Food Lion or wherever. So if you are in the store and you see fresh fish, I want you to look at their eyes. Their eyes should be clear. If it's cloudy, don't get it. The number one thing is seafood don't stink.
Mm. It,
No, no. Seafood do not stink.
so
Fish
so
don't.
so help me define stink, because that fishy smell, that's okay.
No, there's not a fishy smell. If you
There's
smell a fishy smell, it's old.
really
Fresh fish. If I ever meet you in person and you see get a piece of my fresh fish, it smells like nothing. It smells like water. It smells like air. If you're smelling, I can smell it. It's old. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Seafood don't smell like fish. It don't smell like nothing. Do not eat it. That's one of the signs that it's been sitting too long. If you come up on crabs and you're looking through the bushel or whatever crabs they have, ask them to look before they cook them. If they're dead, don't eat them. That's how you get food poisoning. That's how you get sick. So no, if you come up on some fish or any type of seafood and it smells, no,
that ain't
no,
fresh.
thank you. It's not fresh.
That's not. I had no idea. I
Yeah,
no in my 37
yeah.
years of life, I've had no idea. I'm thinking I'm eating this. Got to be fresh. It's frozen. It's packaged right. It's Ziploc
Mm-hmm.
baggied, and
Mm-hmm.
but it stinks as soon as I open that bag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
it's not right. And they were buying a lot of fish from overseas for whatever reason that was getting people sick. And when I was on a panel, they try to talk about farm raised fish. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? My thing of it is like, why do people always try to duplicate something God has already did? It's never going to work out. It's always going to be wrong. You always going to get, it's never going to work out.
That's why we so sick.
Yes.
That's why we
Yes.
so sick. That's why we unhealthy. That's why we suffering from obesity, Alzheimer's, because we eating garbage and putting it
And
in
when
our
I
body.
go into these stores and these neighborhoods, I be pissed off, because that's our family and that's our grandmother and our aunts that's getting that old fish, that old food in general. And so my biggest thing is why aren't there more farmers markets? Why are y'all building a McDonald's before a farmers market? Where are all the fresh fruits and vegetables? And then they try to punish people in the neighborhoods like they're obese. They look what they have. Everybody don't have a car to drive to that Whole Foods that's 20 miles or wherever it's at. Everybody don't have a vehicle. But if the only thing you putting around them is fast food, and then when I go in a corner store and they accept food stamps, why? I accept food stamps, but it makes sense. But why? That's my other fight. So
Because that food stamps is feeding someone's child. I'm
yeah,
putting fresh fish in this baby, not
yeah,
not formula, not some farm raised fish. I'm putting
yeah.
fresh, wholesome from the earth, Mother
Mm-hmm,
Nature, fresh
mm-hmm.
fish. So that makes sense for you to accept food stamps.
Yeah, and shrimp and oysters. I sell oysters as well.
What's your signature dish?
My signature dish. My garlic crabs.
Garlic crabs. That's the
Yes.
blue crab or just regular
That's the
crab?
blue crab. Clean.
Woo!
My butter sauce. They said it's like crack. You have to try it for yourself. I can let you try it. I'm gonna say that's my number. I'm having a hot flash right now, y'all. If anybody know, then you know. Okay. So I gotta fan myself. Hold on. This is real and authentic. Okay.
I wanna talk to you. I want to ask about the school bus.
Yes. Big
Why a
blue.
school why a school bus, and what does it symbolize to you? Why did you convert a school bus to a mobile restaurant?
I wanted a kitchen big enough to cater anybody that I wanted to cater. And I felt like all the other food trailers we were seeing, they basically was trying to tell us the blueprint. Like, we're gonna do this, we wanna, and I'm like, I don't need all of that. I want this. So instead of going back and forth, I was like, we're gonna get a school bus and turn it into a food truck because now we control how we want to do it. And we took a year doing it. It was no rush. It was every time we got some extra money, we invested it. All right, let's get the hood system. All right, we got an extra 4,000. Let's go get this part. So we took our time for a year and built it up. Every little piece of money we put into Big Blue.
Where,
Um,
where'd you get a school bus from? Was it a donation? Was it
a school we paid, I think it was like $3,500 cash. A school down here in North Carolina. So all you do is go online, reach out to the school's transportation department and ask them, do they have any school buses for sale? And they'll tell you yes. And then you just come up there, see the bus, pay for it, and then it's yours. So we had to tear the seats out. Um, I would say that's the hardest part, y'all. If you ever convert a school bus, is getting the seats out. Everything else was smooth sailing.
that smooth? Is any kind of special license that you need to get to drive a school bus? CDL?
My
Who has
husband
a
has
CDL?
he has a CDL license.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So y'all didn't have to hire a driver to drive
No,
the. That's
no,
powerful. Is that the
yeah.
same thing of a traditional food truck? A CDL is required for a food truck
N-
as well, right?
no, that's because the type of vehicle it is. Because it's a school bus, you got to make sure you can handle it. So yeah, because Big Blue is big. But she is beautiful. I love her. We got a second food truck now, which is smaller than Big Blue. It's about half the size of her. We're working on her right now. And the reason why we got her, yes, I call everything a her, is because people all over want us to come cook and they want to meet me. So I'm like, okay, I need a smaller food truck so I can go to Maryland. So I have customers in Maryland as far as like the crab place, but I'm talking about like the people that show me love online. I want to go cook for them and bring them crabs and love on them. Find some more small businesses. Like, okay, y'all, I'm gonna set up here, you come and let's circulate the dollar. I'm big on circulating the dollar. So when Big Blue come, I want an ice cream truck and I want another truck that we don't need to do what each other do, but we gonna circulate the dollar. And how I do it is I'll get some of their tokens or gift card, whatever. And so somebody would come up and buy crabs from me and I'd be like, while you wait, here goes some tokens for a free frosty, which caused them to walk over to the other food truck to spend the token and then spend some more money because they're like, oh yeah, well, I like that. Well, do you have drinks? No, but that food truck do. And then they'll go to that food truck and get something to drink. So if you're working with somebody in your food truck, circulate the dollar. Don't be so focused on you, but circulate it. Like, okay, I'm not gonna carry this because I want you to carry it, and you don't carry this because they're gonna carry it. That way we all get a little bit of the money because we know seafood, people gonna come for the crabs.
For
But I
sure.
want to circulate the money. So yeah.
So what
Yeah.
are these? Are these block parties? Are you blocking like a community? Are you going into communities? Are you going to commercial businesses with Big Blue? Or where are you when you park it up and you serve the community? Where are you at? Or are you still on those food deserts?
I'm still in those food deserts, but Big Blue
Okay.
get booked for car shows, birthday parties. People book for catering, but we set up in Norfolk. Well, we were set up in Norfolk. We've been too busy, which is a food desert. We want to stay in the food deserts. Okay. So, but our business then took off. Oh my gosh.
You packed up for the year. She booked solid, y'all. You guys got to get on that website. You got to get her booked. But
Please book me so I can come cook for you.
but the slots are filling up, as you can
Yes.
see. Big Blue, maybe to a city near you. But
Yes.
you gotta get in. But I love that. That is a pure. I forgot to tell y'all in the beginning that this is she has a pure heart of gold, because that's big. Most people is like, oh, this is my dollars. I don't want to share it. I don't even want to advertise it too much because then you gonna come with yours. No, she wants everybody in the community to win, everybody
Mm-hmm.
to break bread, and we all gonna win together. And
Mm-hmm.
that's huge. And you don't see that in this industry. What? And I figure, I'm pretty sure you already believe in this mantra is like there's plenty of out here for all of us to eat, right?
Yeah,
There's
we have
no
stigma of Black people can't get along and work together. And I'm not gonna lie, I've come across it in my business, but I just handle it on the spot. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not in competition. I don't see no competition because my dreams is so big, it'll blow your mind. Like my next goal now is I'm working on my hubs. So I'm finding property to drop my hubs down so the fishermen can come drop off their product and people can come pick it up. So I'm doing one here in this area, one in the Virginia area, and one in the midway point of Maryland because I have clients that way, like the crab place and all of them. Those are my clients. So that's my next thing. And then I'm thinking about hiring more people to work to make money. So I don't have time to be like, oh, there's no competition there. I don't want to compete. And it sounds crazy. There's no need to compete. And so if I find out somebody in the city is doing crabs or opening up a seafood restaurant, I go to them immediately and be like, I can supply you. And not for the money, because I know how it feels to be treated when you're Black trying to get seafood. You know what I mean? So I come immediately. This is your price. The price won't change. I have delivery vans. Just tell me what you need. And like Mr. Brothers, it's a few markets. I have Vietnamese clients in Norfolk
really.
as well. Yes. So I reach out to them, and I'm old school. I'm an 80s baby. So I go to restaurants and, hi, can I speak to the owner? First I patronize, I buy something, and then I be like, can I speak to the owner? Yeah, I see you have catfish on your menu, and I see you have shrimp. My boats catch that. I bet you I can beat that price, and I can fillet it for you, or however you want to cut and deliver it. What's up?
Oh,
And
so
each
you
client, yeah,
you cutting it up, you filleting it, you splitting it, you doing the butterfly, and you deliver.
whatever you want.
Wow, you
Yes,
full
heads
service.
off. Yep. And the latest fish we just sold out of is spots. Everybody loves spots. Now rockfish is my favorite, but you have to have tags for that. So even though you're a fisherman, you have to buy tags. That's a whole nother lane.
How do you not run out of product or fish or crab?
Mm-hmm.
Because you said early on in the beginning that you're limited on how many crab pots you're limited by your
Mm-hmm.
license. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you not run out of pots to sell? What do you do if you run out of pots because your license only allows so much? What do you do then? Sell something else, or say,
Um,
hey, I'm done for this season?
no, we're brokers. So there's the other crabbers that's in the water don't have that type of building business mindset. They just want to crab and sell their products. So we're brokers, so they can sell their products to us. So we don't never run out,
Mm.
because we have at least 7 right now that brings us all their crabs, all their fish, because we're a broker and we pay them. So not only is our boats in the water, we have 7 other fishermen who brings us all their product because we move so much during the week. Like 150 bushels. So yeah, and plus this is God. Like that's why I tell my husband, like when he hear like other crabbers talking about what they going through on the water, I'll be like, let it go in one ear out the other, because that's their vibration and what they're attracting. We know when we get on the water, it's abundance, and all the time, the biggest crabs, everything is full, because it's all about your energy. So if you going out there like, it ain't nothing out here, it's da-da-da, that's what you're gonna get. I'm asking permission, even in my videos. Soon as my boat come out, I'm like, thank you, God, thank you for this blessing. May I have permission to fish on your waters?
Before you even catch anything, you already
Yeah,
blessing, and you
yeah.
speaking it into existence that you're gonna
And I'm
catch
not
something.
throwing the fish around and all of that, because I believe in energy and food. Okay, I believe when you eat food, you get the energy of whoever prepared it, prepped it, or whatever they did to it. I truly believe that. So I know some people like to look at fishermen like, oh, this, and that. I love what I do.
Absolutely. What's the most unique or interesting fish you've ever caught?
I'm gonna say not really unique. I'm gonna say eels.
You caught eels?
Yes, and they are creepy.
because of how they
And
look, or just
just how they look, just how they move, and a lot of them. But you know, the Vietnamese, they like them. I don't know. I don't know what they're using. I'm not saying it's
that's where that kung pao chicken. Eating chicken, y'all, is ill. We ill. They got us. They got us.
I'm
But you
not
didn't hear
saying
you didn't hear it from us. Mermaid
you
Q
hear
is
from
not.
us.
She's not selling you eel. Right? She don't know
No,
what they do with it. The
I don't
Vietnamese.
know
She
what
don't know what.
they do with it, but they ask for it. We also do charters. Like we take people out on a boat. They pay us like $250. We take them out to go fish. We fish. We fillet the fish for them. We process it for them. We have a good time, music, and all of that. Because some people just like to come out and see, like
What's
whether
the,
they want to fish or see us crab.
is that all day? 250 all day, or is there like an
4 hours.
hour?
4 hours.
4 hours? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Oh,
Mm-mm.
they in everything. I want to talk about your books.
Okay.
I, I want to ask you about your books. Why you again, incredible mind. You're killing it in the fishing industry. You and your husband, y'all are killing it. Y'all are doing phenomenal things. Y'all serving the community. You got mobile restaurants serving the community in that way. You didn't stop there. You you wrote books. Why did
Yeah.
you write books instead of just selling seafood? What's the story? What's the mindset behind that?
I wanted more people to come in this lane, but I need people to think bigger than the boat. Like there's so many ways to make money in this industry. Also, I remember how it felt when I became a fisherman. I didn't have a blueprint or nobody to tell me what to do. So I knew how that felt. So I knew I had to I needed to have a blueprint for somebody that's coming in that wanted to be a fisherman. So my book is straight to the point, no fluff. This is what you need to do. This is how you get a license. This is how you look. This is what you look for. And then the second book was about how to build crab pots, which is another way to make money in my industry because people didn't know, like, what? I'm like, yes. And we always need crab pots because they get
So
destroyed. Mhm.
so a crab pot is help me for those that don't know. A crab
A
pot
crab
is
pot, what we catch the blue crab in, is a square shape made out of wire, basically, and it's in a funnel. So it's bait in the middle. So the crab go in there because they want to eat because they greedy. And then when they go in, they can't get out. That's what a crab pot is. So building those crab pots, you can make a lot of money because we always need them. They always get broke. They always get messed up. So I knew I had to let them know, like, you can make money this way. You don't have to be on the boat, but you can supply the fishermen with crab pots. And when I did that, I was even like, just test the waters. I told people before they even built the crab pot, I said, I want you to make a post. Yep, that's a crab pot. That you have crab pots for sale. And they did. And they was like, I want 100. I want 50. I want 100. I want. They were like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I told you.
so it's not so help me again.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this crab pot, it's not by size. They sell. How do they sell? Is it this crab
They
pot right
sell
here?
this the same size. They sell right now, I think they're about $50 a pot.
And they buy 100 of them from you.
Yes, because fishermen, you got to think we have 400 to a couple thousand pots in the water. So we constantly always need pots. Sometimes they get lost. Sometimes they get beat up. They get old. So yeah, they order 100 at a time. Yeah, a
Instead,
hundred at a time.
how long
Yeah,
does it take to make one crab pot?
not that long. I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna say about 15 minutes
How
because
many?
you can see it's just wire and call rings. You just putting it together. You just adding the funnel. You securing the funnel. You cutting out a door, securing the door, and that's it. Literally, that's it. You can see it. That's it.
How many crabs can fit in a crab pot?
Honestly, I don't know, but
That's fair.
I'm gonna say we didn't caught like at least 3 or 4 dozen in one. It depends, like the catch, the water, all of that. But yeah, you
So
can
how
say,
much how much can I sell a crab for? One crab. How much can I sell that for?
I don't know how much one crab right now. The dozens are going for twenty
Okay.
dollars for like females, and then I sell number ones and jumbos. Those are going like $70 a dozen. That's for 12. and up, depending on the size.
So several dozen already paid for you making that crab pot.
Yes. And what I was trying to tell people is like you can build these on at your own pace. So for example, you get somebody that say I want 100 crab pots. You're like, okay, you get the order, you get the money, and you can just be outside. You can have your kids, whoever doing it. You can do it in your living room. You can be like, okay, every day I'm gonna build 10. I'm gonna sit here. I scroll my phone anyway. I'm gonna throw it to the TV, watch your podcast, and as they watch your podcast, they build a crab pot. They build a crab pot. They build a crab pot.
This is a cat. Wow. Wow. This is
Yes.
huge. That is huge.
Yeah.
So your book teaches this. Where can people
Yeah.
get the books? Where can people buy your books? Where can they get their own? Are these hardbacks? Are these hard copies? Or is it
No,
Amazon? Where?
it's online. It's in my link tree. So if you go on my link tree, you can purchase it on my link tree. And then if you're interested in being a seafood broker, I have a webinar that I can send to you. And the webinar is about 30 minutes. It's straight to the point. A seafood broker is exactly that, meaning you're somebody in the middle, meaning you go out and find restaurants and markets that want crabs, and then you come to me and say, I need 10 bushels. I give you 10 bushels at whatever your price is, and then you sell them. But your money is made. It's easy for you because all you're doing is dropping it off. So that's what seafood brokers do. They're the person in the middle, and they make a lot of money.
So I need your help. I need you to help me push back on the naysayers. Right? We all got them. We all got some
Okay.
haters. We all got some naysayers. There were people that didn't believe in you. There were people that didn't want to see you and your husband win. So
Yes.
I need you to help me sell this book. What would you say? How do you respond to people who say just Google it instead of buying your book? Why should they buy the book? What's the difference? What are they going to get out of it versus just Googling it and YouTube University?
Well, there's nothing on YouTube University in my lane because my lane is that complex. And there's nothing to Google if you try to Google because my lane is different. My lane is not like t-shirt. It's not like cooking food. Commercial fishing is just a lane by itself. And you can't look up experience. And in a lane like this, you don't want to just Google it. It's like using Chat GPT to become a doctor. Yeah, it can give you all the show you the diagram and the blueprint, but when it's time to be a doctor, can you do it, or do you got to continuously look on your phone for the answer? So that's what you got to think about. And even if you go look up anything online, commercial fishing is so tight knit that information is out there. It's not out there because commercial fishermen don't want nobody to come in a lane. They don't want y'all to know that they make $100,000 to $200,000 a season. A season is 4 months, not a year. That's why they walk around in their boots and they look dirty. And people like, oh, commercial fishing is a dirty industry. No, it's a rich industry. They going home to 2 Dodge Rams and a house built on 10 acres.
Mm.
But see us out, we got on boots and we look that's on purpose. That's just the vibe of commercial fishermen. They call me the most flashiest one. I am. But other than that, they don't want nobody to know that they're making $100,000 to $200,000 in a season. They don't want nobody to come over because they got a lack mindset. They feel like if somebody come over, it's going to cut them, but it's not true. It's enough money out here for all of us.
Absolutely. What's something you absolutely will not compromise on? What's something you will not do, you will not give into now, in the past, and in the foreseeable future? What's one thing you are immovable about?
I will not code switch when I'm in the room. I
Mm.
will not change how I talk. I will not change how I look. I will not change my hair. I will not people please you. I'm not going to code switch. So when I come in these rooms, that's what they love about me is how authentic I am. I come in as who I am. You see me online as who I am in person and who I am when I walk in those rooms. And that's the downside. You can't be like that. You can't code switch. You have to come in, and that's just for the respect of it. So I'm coming in just like how I am. I'm not gonna, hey, that's not how I talk. I'm not straightening my hair. I'm not taking my jewelry out my hair. I'm not doing like that. If I want to
You're not
say
going.
bro, I'm gonna say it.
You're not going to start talking white.
No, I'm not gonna
Oh,
start talking proper. There's nothing wrong with proper. Okay, I went to an all white school, but but people be code switching. I didn't heard my mom go in a room. I'm like, you don't even talk like that. You know what I mean?
you called her out.
Not code switching. I'm not code switching. I want hot sauce on my chicken. That's it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. This has been an incredible conversation. You have dropped so many nuggets, so many gems today, Miss
Thank you.
Q. I appreciate you. I want to ask you this final question.
Okay.
How do you want to be remembered? Everybody throws around the word legacy and community, but you mean it, and it comes out in everything that you touch, everything that you do. How do you want to be remembered? What do you want them to write on your headstone when we all leave this earth one day?
I want my ... to be, she was truth. She was liquid love. She was for the people. I think that's everything. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't care about the legacy or my business or none of that. I just want people to say she was an example. Like, we can look at her and she was an example of everything she said. She was an example. I just want to be an example. I just want to be a lighthouse. That's it. I just want to say, I can't bring you over here, but I can say, look, it's over here. Come this way. That's all I want to be. That's what I want my ... to be.
Shine a light in the darkness and help you find your way.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. How can people connect with you? How can people, the train has left the station, but it's not too late, y'all. How can people connect with you and learn more and dive into this vibe?
Okay. I am Mermaid Q on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And speak to me. I love having conversations. I love supporting people. So yeah, come over. Don't be scared. Come over.
Don't be scared, y'all. Don't be scared. That's another one, y'all. Incredible. I want to say this to you publicly, and you can relate this to your husband as well. You two are absolutely phenomenal. I need you two to never quit. Don't ever quit. Don't ever stop. We need you.
Thank you. I want to say thank you for having a platform, and with your platform, thank you for bringing me and other people and just supporting us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, truly caring and not asking surface level questions, but asking those deep questions. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you always, always. And I will continue to serve. And you are today, you and your family are my role model. So I hope to make an impact and change the world for the better every single day like you do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. We are out of time. We have to let this phenomenal woman go. She has many more lives to change, many more courses to sell, and many more people to impact and create our future. More fishermen and more fisher women in this industry. Get that bag, y'all. Get that money. Like we end every show. Take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always, always take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and the super fragilistic, expialidocious Mermaid Q. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Love you.